You are standing in a meeting when someone asks a simple, straightforward question. Instead of answering, you freeze. Or you are face to face with someone you have met 3 times, and their name is completely, cleanly gone. These moments usually trigger a hot flash of embarrassment. You feel clumsy, and quite frankly, you feel stupid. It is frustrating to watch everyone else cruise through these basic social tasks on autopilot, while your own brain seems to stall on the simplest mechanics. While society labels these behaviors as awkward or slow, psychology identifies them as the behavioral signatures of a highly complex, deeply processing mind. Looking at the neurological reasons for these everyday stalls reveals a different way to understand your own intelligence. Take the most common social failure, forgetting a name 3 seconds after hearing it. This often leads to silent judgments of carelessness, but it stems from a specific mechanical function called the Baker-Baker paradox. In a 1987 study, researchers found that subjects remembered a man's occupation, a baker, much easier than they remembered Baker as a last name. The word baker as a job activates an entire web of associations. A name is an arbitrary sound. Because your brain is a highly associative machine, it drops the name, cataloging instead the person's stories, emotions, and texture. This same processing style creates friction during small talk. Giving awkward, one-word answers or nodding blankly can look like a lack of social skill. Psychologists have found that people who struggle with surface-level chat often score high on the need for cognition scale. Your brain is running dozens of background apps, reading facial expressions and calculating social context for a simple conversation about the weather. This creates a heavy cognitive load. The feeling of social ineptitude is actually a system overload, caused by an associative processor being forced to navigate low-value, superficial data. In a culture that rewards fast, confident answers, saying "I don't know" can make you look uneducated. However, cognitive psychologists often view this phrase as a hallmark of intellectual honesty. An intelligent brain searches for underlying patterns and multiple perspectives. When asked a direct question, you see the hidden variables, the countless exceptions, and the complex nuance, making a shallow, instant answer impossible. This ties into the fourth sign, overthinking minor choices, like choosing between 2 brands of coffee. To an outside observer, this looks like rigid anxiety. This visual represents integrative thinking. Instead of a linear path from A to B, your prefrontal cortex runs multiple mental models at once, looking for deeper structures, even in mundane decisions. Outward hesitation is the result of rapid, invisible synthesis, occurring at a resolution that standard interactions rarely require. Your brain is simply incapable of ignoring the complexity of the world. Finally, there's the tendency to zone out during repetitive tasks. Staring blankly at a wall during a meeting often makes you look foolish when someone snaps you back to reality. But the moment your focus on an external task drops, the brain's default mode network forcefully activates. While you appear distracted, your mind is actually exploring assumptions, making unseen connections, and questioning information. This inward focus creates an internal environment optimized for introspection and creativity. Breakthrough ideas rarely happen during intense focus. They happen when the default mode network takes over. If your brain is so complex, why does moving through the daily world often feel so clumsy and exhausting? It is because the modern world equates intelligence with speed. We reward the person with the wittiest comeback or the one who remembers a name instantly. This chart shows the difference between 2 types of processing. The rapid, jagged line represents performance speed, but neuroscience shows that true depth and precision require the slower, deeper pacing shown in the second line. Dropping a name occurs because you are focusing on the person's deeper traits. Going quiet in a room happens because you are processing social data at a frequency others aren't even accessing. You do not have a cognitive deficit. You can stop apologizing for your natural pacing or trying to force yourself to be quicker. The speed of an answer reflects performance, not the value of the mind behind it. You are running a high-resolution system in a world that is often satisfied with standard definition.